Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Scaramouche. Scaramouche was always a little bit hesitant to do things that he liked and to indulge himself. But right now, most of hesitations were gone, because there was something far greater than whatever thoughts he had in his head. He was not really a fan of things that would hold him back, and right now, it was the furthest thing from what he needed. Those thoughts in his head, they were a little bit too much, too overwhelming, and a little bit too inappropriate. He had no idea how to deal with it. But one thing for certain, those thoughts were simply your fault. You could not just exist normally, no. You had to look very tempting while you did. You're beautiful, distracting, and a lot to deal with, and he had no idea how to control his thoughts when they were about you. One thing that he knew how to do, though, was to deal with them in a more direct manner. It was a little bit embarrassing, considering that he should not be doing this. But the two of you are at home, so it should not be as embarrassing as usual. And even if he truly never wanted to admit how much of an effect you had on him, he knew that it was inevitable to at least admit a little bit that he was utterly entranced by you, and there was not a single thing that he could do about that, except, maybe, just admit it and enjoy it. And right now, as he saw you prance about in that skirt of yours, it was a little bit too difficult to make those thoughts go away. Those thoughts that were getting a little bit too much out of him and making him blush. He loved you. He did. But he certainly did not know how to process this or what to do. So as he saw you walk around with that skirt, he had to try his best to suppress his own urges until he knew that it was to no avail. And so, as you stood in front of him, doing something on your phone, he lifted up your skirt, looking at you, and you immediately turned around, your face bright red as you punched him. Scaramouche. Oh no, wait. I didn't mean to punch you that hard. But seriously, what were you doing like that? Could you just not do this? You say. Your face is bright red from both embarrassment and shame, and there's also guilt, but that was definitely not why you were blushing. But you didn't want to punch him so hard. However, he didn't seem to mind. He just cradled his cheek, blushing as he looked away. It's alright, Ryan. I think that was well deserved. I won't do that again. But I just couldn't hold myself back, he says, blushing as he looks down. It seems like he's a little bit too shy to say this to your face, but it's still something, and also a very adorable thing at that. You wrap your arms around him, kissing him gently. Although most of his things were not usually very easy, one thing he knew for sure was that he was very adorable, and also usually very shy, which is why this surprised you in particular. But you're quite sure that there is an explanation for this somewhere, and you're bound to find out sooner than later. As for now, you are going to get eyes toward that bruise. As guilty as he is, you're not leaving him like that. Childe. Childe was a little bit too much to deal with, because he was very honest, and also a little bit too much of a flirt. And that meant that he was taking it to the extremes, especially when the two of you were at home, behind closed doors, with no one able to see what goes on in there. So, for all reasons unnecessary, he was going wild. But they were necessary to him. After all, you were very pretty, very hot, and certainly someone that he loved more than the world itself. So, him doing all of that is certainly no surprise, or at least that's what he thinks. And you're bound to disagree, but He does not agree with your disagreeing. And that is certainly why he went to the kitchen as you were cooking something and lifted up your skirt, whistling. That's immediately when he turned around, hitting his hand away. Child, do you not have shame at all? You yell at him, and he's laughing. He can't even pretend to be ashamed because your reaction is a little bit too funny. Ryan, I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to make you upset, I guess. You're not sorry at all. I can tell. There's not an ounce of sincerity within you. Can you just, I don't know, maybe be less of a pervert sometimes? It's a little bit too difficult when you look pretty like that. You're not making my job easy. You just shake your head, pouting and looking away. But that's when he wraps an arm around your waist, kissing your cheek gently. Come on, Ryan. There's no reason to be so angry. I mean, surely I've done worse before. Do you think that this somehow makes it any better? You are one hell of a person to deal with, and I certainly have to teach you a lesson now. Oh no, Ryan will teach me a lesson. I'm very scared. He mocked, and honestly, it made you a little bit angrier. But you just sighed, looking away. He was a lost cause, and there was nothing you could do for him about that. Except, maybe, you could do just about one thing. Alright then, if you insist on not listening to me, then I will punish you. Huh, and how will that be? No kisses, at all. He frowned, wrapping an arm around you. Come on, Leon. You wouldn't do that to me. I said I'm sorry. And you don't mean it. Come on. I'm a little bit upset. You have no respect at all. And that's when he carried you, as you punched him, and he laughed some more. All right, I'll make it up to you. How about we go upstairs? We can just enjoy our time together then, and I'll make it up to you for sure. Child, put me down. Nope, I can't hear you. Put me down, child. And he certainly was not going to put you down at all. He had a lot of things to do with you. But most importantly, he couldn't leave you to cook when you were pouting like that. He did not have the heart.